FBI agents were in Nancy Guthrie's neighborhood once again today near her home, investigating this evening. This as the desperate search for Nancy continues as authorities scramble to identify a potential subject in the ongoing kidnapping investigation. Now take a look at your screen. That is the video you've been seeing. It has been all over social media. The FBI releasing these surveillance photos and videos showing a person wearing gloves, a ski mask, and a backpack, and what appears to be a firearm at their waist. 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie was last seen on January 31st at her home near Campbell and Skyline in the Catalina foothills before she was taken against her will. And once again, we're bringing you team coverage with News 4 Tucson's Eric Fink covering the latest on the investigation, and Chief Meteorologist Matt Brode, who has more on how Tucson is rallying together with a powerful message to help bring Nancy home. But right now, let's get to News 4 Tucson's Eric Fink live from the Catalina foothills. What went on there today, Eric?
That investigators have
Sean, just after 3 o'clock this afternoon, we saw FBI agents back here combing this area right next to Nancy Guthrie's home here. They were recanvassing, they were retracing their steps, if you will, as the night begins to fall on day 11 of the Nancy Guthrie investigation. So let's go to that video right now. Our crew saw 4 FBI agents combing through the brush, desert area, just off Nancy Guthrie's property. That includes looking through the trees on both sides of the street. Again, this was just after 3 o'clock. They were here for about 20 minutes. Now, many people have called with tips. We heard from PCSD today in a statement that they got 4,000 tips in the last 24 hours after the video and pictures, that surveillance video and pictures, were released of the subject outside Nancy's front door the morning she disappeared back on February 1st. In that statement, PCSD saying, quote, "The Pima County Sheriff's Department and the FBI continue to follow up on all leads. We thank the media and the public for the thousands of tips submitted through the various tip lines. PCSD alone has received nearly 18,000 calls since February 1st, more than 4,000 of those in the last 24 hours. Now, just a few minutes ago, I spoke with a neighbor who says everyone here is just in disbelief. They are so worried and scared. She says simply, things like this don't happen in Tucson. Take a listen to her.
People are kind, people are nice, people are helpful. This is a great town to live, to raise your family, but you never expect this kind of story in Tucson. It's just unbelievable to see our name in the news every single day, 5 times, 10 times a day, to hear about this story. It's not acceptable.
And as we come back out here live at this 6 o'clock hour, in their horror, in their disbelief, neighbors continue to show strong support. If you could possibly see right behind my left shoulder, I think you can, that there are a growing number of flowers now. We've seen more and more neighbors place those flowers right next to Nancy Guthrie's driveway. They include yellow roses and some notes. They are all still hopeful that they somehow will be able to bring Nancy home. And as we bring it back now, here at the 6 o'clock hour, again, night about to fall here on the 11th day of this investigation, but I spoke with a source inside the Pima County Sheriff's Department today, and that source telling me they are following every lead that comes in. We're live in the foothills tonight. I'm Eric Fink, News 4. Tucson.
All right, and those tips and information coming in fast and furious as the lead investigator, FBI, also releasing a statement today as they said that their agents are searching the Catalina foothills area this morning. Now, we saw a lot of activity there in connection with the Nancy Guthrie case. Now, the statement goes on to say the FBI says agents are focused on multiple roads in the Catalina foothills, and drivers are asked to be careful and to follow all traffic laws near the search. And Eric mentioned all that community support. Here at News 4 Tucson, we've been flooded with phone calls and emails asking what can be done to help show support for the Nancy Guthrie family and other friends. Many of you, our viewers, know that Nancy's daughter, Savannah, is part of our KVOA family. She worked here at our station on her rise up to becoming the anchor of the Today Show. Well, Storm Tracker 4 Chief Meteorologist Matt Brode is live right outside of our station, where a new banner now hangs featuring Nancy's photo and the message, "Bring her home." And you're invited to join us in that message. Matt has more on how you can get involved. Matt.
Yeah, Sean, to get involved, it's real easy. All we're asking you to do, if you want to, is come on down here. Station us here at KVOA News 4 Tucson did unfurl this 40-foot-long big banner, and the message is quite simple, just like you said, bring her home. Of course, if you have any tips, if you have any leads, obviously call 88 Crime or the FBI, but oftentimes the community just wants to come together. I know the Guthrie family is heavily leaning on prayer and support and just some good well wishes, so we've offered this opportunity. We've provided some Sharpies up here, and just come on down, write any kind of message you want to write. You can leave something here if someone, woman left some flowers, a stuffed animal. So we're providing this for you if you would like to do so. Once again, we are located right here in Central Tucson, 209 West Elm Street. So the best way to get there is if you're on Stone, you just go west a few blocks, and we're literally on the corner of Elm and 10th Avenue. So you can see some people have already signed this, and we hope to fill this up. And we just want to bring an alternative to people. We know we had that big prayer vigil last week, of course, and anyone that just wants to get involved and be heard and put their prayers, good wishes into this, come on down. We will be down here. We're going to keep this up. Hopefully, as the sign says, we will bring her home. Forecast coming up in a bit. We'll send it back to you, Sean.
All right, thank you, Matt. And as you heard earlier, when Eric Fink was out there at the scene at Nancy Guthrie's home, there is a chaotic scene there, all kinds of media and the people living in that area. They have that vigil there, but they prefer if people would not come by there. But we'd love to have you drop by here and show your support at News 4 Tucson. And law enforcement, in the meantime, continues to work with the Guthrie family during this very difficult time. News 4 Tucson spoke with an expert on these situations. He's a former hostage negotiator for the FBI. Lou Velasco was with the agency for more than 30 years. And the FBI refers to his position as a crisis negotiator. Now, he says if families come into contact with a kidnapper seeking some sort of ransom, a family member is typically designated as the negotiator who communicates directly with the kidnappers, while the FBI assists and provides guidance. Take a listen.
And that's because we want to develop a rapport with the perpetrator, believe it or not. We want to manage expectations of what they're asking for.
Now, Velasco also wants to impart to the Guthrie family that they are working with the best team in the world, and they have the best resources, and they should feel very confident knowing the FBI is on their team. We hope it comes to a wonderful conclusion. And folks, in the meantime, they are still gathering as many tips as possible, also offering a $50,000 reward for information leading to Nancy Guthrie's recovery. And if you have any information, you're asked to call the FBI. You see the number right there on your screen. It is 1-800-CALL-FBI. For our continuing coverage on the ongoing search for Nancy Guthrie, be sure and stay with News 4 Tucson on air on all of our social media platforms and our website, KVOA.com/Nancy Guthrie.